Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home, and today I've got a collection update video to do. So every once in a while I get all kinds of movies in. Some I buy, some I get in for review, and not all of them make it into their own individual videos, and so I do these collection updates. Today we've got a nice chunk of movies here that I've picked up, and I also just got in the horror pack for August, so I haven't even opened that yet. I'm going to unbox that at the end of the video, and I'll just go through some of my new titles, talk a little bit about some of these new releases that didn't make it into an individual video, and where I got some pretty good deals. That's how this video is going to go. If you enjoy stuff like this and you like 4K reviews and home theater type of content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications. I appreciate all the new subscribers who have joined since the Apocalypse Now 4K review, which did very well. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. And let's jump into this collection update. So the first thing I want to talk about here is Bull Moose. I made a quick trip to Bull Moose. I traded in a bunch of older movies or things that I had upgraded from Blu-ray to 4K, duplicates I had, all kinds of stuff. I've still got some credit there, but I did pick up a few movies. I grabbed The Favorite. This was an Oscar favorite this year. Olivia Colman won the Oscar for Best Actress on this one. And I actually watched it the other night, and it's pretty good. It's a very interesting movie. The ending was a little weird, but if you like kind of this time period and period, movies like this, you're going to enjoy it. Emma Stone's awesome, Rachel Weisz is awesome, and Olivia Colman's great. Also grabbed Rock and Rolla. It's a Guy Ritchie movie. Supposed to be a pretty fun action type comedy, but it's got Gerard Butler in it. It's got a Ludacris and what's the guy's name? Jeremy Piven from Entourage. So it had a few people I knew, and it was actually only $1. It was 99 cents at Bull Moose, so that's a steal. It was pre-owned, as was The Favorite, but they're always in great condition. And then I actually bought a DVD. I bought Out Cold. Haven't seen this movie, but my wife talks about it all the time. She says it's hilarious, and so I saw the DVD for just a couple of dollars. This is a movie that's probably not going to get a Blu-ray release at this point, so I figured, hey, it doesn't hurt sometimes to buy a DVD if it's a great movie, and so I picked this one up from Bull Moose as well. So some cool deals there. Bull Moose is always great. Check out their website because they always have nice sales going on. But being able to go in store, any of you people from New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, you know how great Bull Moose is, and so I was excited to keep supporting them. I'm trading things into them, and some of you guys may end up buying some of my old movies, and then I use those trade-in points to fill out my collection, so that's always cool. Now let's talk about some new releases, and one of the most exciting ones that I just got in from Arrow Video. This is their new release of Alice, Sweet Alice. This is a sort of weird slasher movie. It actually stars, I shouldn't say it stars, it has Brooke Shields in it when she's like 8. It was like her first movie role. No spoilers here, she gets killed off right at the beginning, and that's sort of what sets off the whole movie. But super creepy killer in this. It routinely makes the lists of kind of like scariest movies. If you ever seen Bravo's scariest movie moments back in the day, this movie was on the list, and that's how I first saw it. And Arrow's done a new 2K restoration from the original theatrical version from original camera negatives. And so what's kind of cool is, if you know 88 Films, they're a company in the UK, and they have Sweet Alice slasher collection. I bought this a while back because this didn't have a US Blu-ray release, and this was a new 2K scan, but it was restored from positive elements. So the difference between positive and negative, if you know photography, I'm not an expert at this, but positive is like they took an existing scan and restored it, whereas negative is we had the actual film, cells, the original negative. Like you take a photograph, you have a negative. We took the original and restored that, where they took another restoration and did some remastering of it. That's the way I understand it. Tell me if I'm wrong. They both have original audio, but obviously the Arrow, look at the packaging. I like the red case, but the Arrow is just a nice slipcover, great artwork, and it has absolutely tons of bonus content with deleted scenes, alternate openings. There's all kinds of other stuff. This release also has a good amount of special features, but this is going to be the one. Cool thing about 88 Films, though, if you are interested in slasher movies, they have some stuff that's not available in the US. And for the most part, they are region free. Make sure you check that out. But this one was region free. That's why I grabbed it. This release is locked to region A, although I think Arrow, I'm not sure if Arrow UK did one or not. I'd have to check. Then a couple other new releases. I got in the horror movie Ma with Octavia Spencer. I actually really wanted to see this one in the theaters. I never got out to it, and so I'm excited to check this out. This came in from Universal, and unfortunately, you can see on the front cover it had this weird sticker that I pulled off, and it ripped some of the artwork off of the cover, which was disappointing, but I'm excited to check out Ma. This is a really cool movie. I love the concept, and I love Octavia Spencer as like a villain. That's kind of interesting, because she always plays a tough lady, but like she's always pretty nice too. Kind of like your grandmother, right? She's like a little tough on you, but she's also really nice. That's Octavia Spencer in my eyes, so seeing her just play a straight villain is kind of cool. And then I also got Batman, Lego Batman Family Matters from Warner Brothers. This is a new animated Lego movie, and it includes a Lego mini Batmobile on the inside. You can probably hear the Lego in there. Haven't gotten a chance to break into it yet, but I didn't even know this one was coming. Sometimes stuff just shows up, and so this is pretty cool. But that's another new release to look out for if you're into the Lego animated movies and Lego Batman especially. I don't know who's doing the voices on this. I assume it's not like the people from Lego Batman movie, like Will Arnett and all them, and Zach Galifianakis was the Joker, and like I assume they're not in this because it's a lower budget thing, but I'm honestly not sure. But you get a cool little Lego set with it. It comes in a nice box, so that was pretty cool too. And then the last new release that I've gotten in lately, this is something that will get its own video, but because it came out today, yesterday, I want to show it off to people. And it is 4K Godzilla King of the Monsters. I'll be checking this one out very soon. I had kind of a busy week, didn't get a chance to sit down and watch this, but I've heard great things about the Atmos track. It's got Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, HDR 10 plus. It's got both HDR premium formats, and it should be a visual, it should be a real eye pleaser. And the audio, when you're talking about Godzilla, that roar, just all the different monsters that are in this, I'm excited to see them all and hear them all. So that's another one that you will get a full review video of that coming very soon, but just so you know, it's on the way, and I did pick this one up as well. And so now that leaves us with the horror pack for this month, and I'm realizing now that it has my address on it, so I'm not going to show that off to the camera. Wow, I need to go back and edit the video I took earlier when I talked about this, because that had my address on it. But yeah, let's just crack into this. I have no idea what's in here. I haven't looked at anybody else's unboxing videos yet, and so I'm always curious and excited to see what we have in the package. And so, per usual, we've got our white packaging here that is not closed, and that's, again, kind of neat, because if you're shipping movies, you can reuse this. This feels pretty heavy. It almost feels like there's a steelbook in here, so we'll see what that's all about. But first one out is Condemned. I don't have this movie, so that's great. Looks like it's from RLJ Entertainment. I do have a lot of their movies. Never got this one. Looks like it came out in 2015, so it's a few years back. Yeah, I don't know much about it. Looks kind of like someone's down in the sewers. It says on the back we're talking about someone who's squatting in an old condemned building, Manhattan's Lower East Side. There's meth heads, junkies. It's a hellhole. Building residents one by one, they succumb to a terrifying pathogen that turns them into bloodthirsty killers and turns the house into a savage slaughterhouse. Sounds like it could have some good gore. Sounds like it could be a pretty good time. And it's not already in my collection. Like I said, all these movies behind me on this shelf are horror movies, about 80%. And so horror pack's pretty good. They find stuff that you don't have. So that's cool. Pull another one out here. And we have the Echo. This is from Image Entertainment. Again, another movie I don't have. From the producers of The Ring and Dark Water, also The Grudge. Stars Jesse Bradford from Flags of Our Fathers. He's Bobby Walker, fresh out of prison, living in his dead mother's apartment. He has eerie echoes. His terror mounts as he suspects his neighbor had a sinister hand in his mother's death. Okay, so this is kind of like a murder mystery. Looks like maybe some ghost supernatural stuff going on. Pretty cool, but again, another movie that I don't have in my collection, so that's always neat. What do we have here? This is the Horror Pack Limited Edition, and I love that these all come in a nice protective case. So we've got Malignant, The Experiment is Real. A grieving man falls victim to a rogue scientist who uses deadly methods to cure addictions. Wow. I mean, this looks pretty low budget, but looks pretty interesting and pretty gory. Someone from Fangoria left a review and said a twisted and unsettling story of the dark side of science. So that's interesting. This actually looks a little more involved than a lot of the recent Horror Pack limited editions. Sometimes they're super low budget. This one looks like it has some decent production quality. So that's cool. But again, another movie I don't have because you can only get those in the Horror Pack unless you buy them from eBay or something. But that's really cool. Love to add limited edition stuff to my collection. And then I was correct. There is a steelbook in here this month. That is actually not a steelbook, it's a metal pack. It is World War Z, the unrated version, and this is a metal pack. You can tell there's just a difference in the packaging. It's like a steelbook, but it has a different spine. I want to say this is like nicely debossed and everything. It has some good depth to it. Cool steelbook. I think that these were at Target, if I'm not wrong. There were some Indiana Jones ones that looked like this. There was one for Super 8. There was one for I'm blanking on it. I want to say Top Gun. There were a few that looked just like this, had the same look and feel. And I think that they were at Target. This may have been a Target exclusive. I'd have to look into that. Unfortunately, I do already have World War Z, so this metal pack doesn't do me a whole lot of good. But what it does do is upgrade my copy. I like this artwork a lot better than the standard Blu-ray which I have, and so I'm probably going to keep this, and I will go trade in my other version of World War Z. So that's kind of cool that they included a steelbook. I wonder if they're doing different steelbooks for different boxes, but either way, World War Z is actually a pretty good movie in my opinion. It's not, if you like the book, you're not getting the same movie. It's nothing like the book, which is unfortunate because I really do like the book. But as a standalone movie, if you didn't tell me that was an adaptation of a book, it's actually pretty good in my opinion. I really liked it. I thought it was interesting. Someday I do hope they adapt the book more faithfully, but that was a cool release and cool to get a steelbook in the Horror Pack. So that's it for this one. That's Horror Pack unboxing, some new pickups from Bull Moose, and a few new releases. So hopefully you saw some cool stuff in here, maybe some stuff you want to pick up that you're not seeing in my everyday reviews, especially Alice, Sweet Alice, if you're a horror slasher fan. That Arrow video set there that they just put out, the Blu-ray, is really, really nice, really well done, and it's definitely the best restoration that's out there right now because it's done from the original negative, so you'll want to check that one out. And yeah, remember, Horror Pack, you can sign up through my link if you're interested in it, and you click my Horror Pack link. I don't know, I get some sort of kickback from them as an affiliate. I'll be upfront about that. But if you're going to sign up anyway, might as well use my link. And in that same vein, check my other links down in the description. Follow me on Instagram. Check out my Amazon links to my 4K Blu-ray storefront and a couple things, links to my home theater items like seating, shelves, the usual. But if you do purchase anything through those links, it does help support my channel. And then also remember to check out the merch. Merch shelf is up. Check out the merchandise. Long Live Physical Media has been a pretty popular t-shirt, so that's a cool way to kind of show your support for physical media and my channel at the same time. It's kind of why I created that shirt. I think it's pretty cool. Maybe one day I'll run into somebody wearing it. That would be pretty weird for me, but at the same time kind of cool. So hopefully you check all that out. Hopefully you check out some of these movies that we just looked through, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll be talking to you soon with more content.